YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome back to the Pergamon campaign. I believe it has been a couple of days since you saw the last episode. Just to kind of give you all an idea, the Macedon, Octavian, and Pergamon campaign will all be going on at the same time. I know 3 is a lot at the same time, but I am going to finish them. And so I will kind of stagger the release so that you get some variety in your campaign watching, so you can see who's who. I think when one of these campaigns ends, I'm going to go ahead and just try and finish another before I start another one at that point, so that, again, I don't usually have more than 2 going on. I may even try and get it down to the point where I just have 1 campaign going at a time so I can focus and maybe run through them more quickly. But give me your ideas. Tell me what you think. I am going to finish all these, so do not worry about that. Anyway, we last left off capturing Iconium, and we had fought off some enemies at Sinope as well. This army is in force march. Let's remove them from that so that I can do some recruiting. And I intended to get, I think, I get 1 more pikeman, 1 more cav. I may just make it 2 pikemen, just so we have tons of infantry there. Okay, so that army should be good from a recruitment standpoint. I'm not about to patchy factory anything that I'm aware of. It'll be pretty easy to check my provinces here. We do need to finish off these Sardian troops. So my spy has already used her movement points though, so we can't chase them. And again, the idea that I'm hoping for if things work out is I'm going to punch through Cappadocia like this, and then back over. And then I'm going to just double back real quick and knock out Galatia. And then hopefully we can start pushing over to Tarsus and then to Antioch. And then we will really start making our presence known if we can capture some of those major cities. So that's my goal, my plan. We'll see if it works. Still a lot up in the air here because, you know, we are a fairly weak faction still, all things considered. So we're going to need to assert ourselves, and that's why I'm being pretty aggressive here, maybe compared to the way that I acted in other campaigns. Just because I'm pretty sure that if we weren't aggressive, we'd just end up in a bad situation. And it's fairly easy to keep a single front here in Asia Minor, but obviously things could get trickier over time. Cappadocia is going to attack me, and they're not going to be reinforced by Sardes, I guess, because of the damage that I did to them on the last turn. Now, a lot of Eastern Spearmen and Slingers. I have a fair amount of cavalry, so feeling pretty confident that I can hold this these garbage spams off. I mean, really the biggest threat that they have is all those Slingers, but I don't think that they're going to have what it takes to get this job done. So this is going to be the battle for Iconium, and this is going to put a lot of hurt on Cappadocia. The fact that they have not built or don't have access to better infantry is really going to hurt them. I'm not sure what type of infantry the Cappadocians have access to. Oh, this is actually a really good map for me.
Ready.
So, yeah, I can basically sit here and take cover and force the AI to come all the way up in here and attack, which means their slingers will get poor angles. So this will actually work out very nicely. And of course I can just keep my cavalry back here. Turn that off, please. Yeah, I'll just keep my cavalry back here. So there's some Cappadocian cav. They should be safe up there. And they could get pinned in by spears if they stay up there too, though. I may go ahead and just come over here so I can make sure I can get them free. These are all my garrison troops. They're pretty garbagey. Just because they're so beat up, we'll just put them over here in the corner. They're not going to do a whole lot of good. Anyway, so let's get my Galatian swords. Just make sure we're in the same spot again, keeping my guys safe from the slingers. And then my own slingers. Kind of put them in the same position for now. Alright, let's go ahead and start the battle.
General, if we are victorious.
Just some Eastern Spearmen. That Cappadocian Cav's a fairly powerful unit, but
enemy reinforcements approaching.
So yeah, there's only so many approaches that the AI can take to get to me here, and I do not have shield wall with the Galatian swords, but we could kind of be a cheapskate here with just these few pike units. And they'll actually do better over there than one might think.
Grouped and awaiting orders.
Okay. Okay, here's an army coming in that's going to have a ton of slinger spam. Let's just bring these cav over here and start fast forwarding until the AI gets into position to attack. Again, just going to keep my cavalry in reserve away from the main fight until the AI commits its infantry, and then I'll come in after their slingers once they're not protected by spearmen anymore. What do we got here? So, a couple more Cappadocian cavalry. Again, I want to stay away from those guys. Hopefully their own Cappadocian cav will be used to fight against my infantry, and then I can fight against. Alright, so
Commander, understood.
I'm a little slow to activate my hoplites here.
At the double! Advance at speed! Advance! Orders understood.
Just going to go out a hoplite wall there.
Ready for orders.
Let's get 2 more hoplite units and hold our ground over here.
Speed!
Spear infantry at your command!
The enemy general ought to be pretty easily destroyed here. These heavy hoplites are not going to be what the AI wants to get into a fight with.
Glory!
Completes! At your service.
There we go. Yeah, that Cappadocian cavalry is now starting to drop relatively quick. And it hasn't gotten a single kill. Yeah, it's not going to be good for the Cappadocian cav. This is exactly what I want. That is so many slingers. Again, just keep my cavalry at a very, very safe distance. I'm going to need them to mop up all the slingers, or else potentially the AI could shoot me to death. Not something I want to experience, so... Enemy general...
Slingers!
Yeah, these 2 slinger units are firing. Just cease that. These few pikemen over here are just as a nuisance in this area there, just to absorb a cav charge potentially. Enemy general's going down. My Galatian swords, let's take them off fire at will. Don't want to waste any javelins yet either. All my cavalry are hidden at this time. Let's actually
The enemy general
finish hiding
is
them behind
dead.
this. Enemy general dies. Alright, and we're going to just finish that Cappadocian cav off. The AI is actually really bad at attacking unfortified towns. They typically do better against the fortified ones.
Quick march!
Okay. That Cappadocian cav manages to only get 4 kills before it was annihilated. My cavalry's hidden from enemy view here. So again, once I think it's safe to go after the slingers, I'm going to do so. And I can use my own slingers to try and return some fire on theirs.
Move the legs now! At your service.
And basically I'm just going to use my hoplites to make an impenetrable wall at the town center.
Completes phalanx!
Okay, there we go.
Follow me!
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of Eastern Spearmen to be able to punch through this wall. And I don't think that they're going to have enough.
At speed!
Let's cut these 2 slingers out of that selection.
Quick march!
We hunger for blood and battle.
Slingers!
You all just stay over here.
Time!
Okay, I'm just going to let my hoplites hold out against this massive infantry. They should be able to do so quite easily. And the slingers are probably not going to have a good angle from which to fire. And I actually kind of have an idea. I'm going to take my stronger Galatian swords and actually sally out over here. And then use that opportunity to tie down some of these loose spearmen. Yeah, look at the AI just bum rushing it here for the town center, and they're going to just get caught on a brick wall that is my hoplites here. Not literally. Air speaking figuratively here, folks.
Battle ready and eager.
Okay. Y'all notice the Rome 1 music mod's back. Pretty excited about that. I could have started over and made this a 4-turn per year, but I really don't want to. I'm just going to go ahead and play it 1 turn per year just to see how that turns out. Most of my campaigns, though, do expect me to just stay in a 4-turn per year format.
Swords!
These Eastern Spearmen don't know where they're going. These hoplites over here are just going to absolutely tank in this situation. Okay, so I'm almost in the position that I want to be. I'm starting to take just a little bit of sling fire. Nothing substantial yet.
We await your command.
Oh, that mercenary Cappadocian cav may be turning around to face my men, which I'll need to be careful of because I have citizen cav, which is inferior. But I have a plan here. What I'm going to do is actually take these 3 swordsmen and come down here and basically start forcing the enemy back into a trap.
Warriors, move out!
Because the slingers will want to skirmish away. And I might be able to get a chain route started. And something tells me that this Eastern Spearman will not be able to stand against my Pergamon cav.
Advance at speed!
So I'm going to give that a shot.
Melee fighters ready! Battle ready!
Here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and rush in here.
Galatians! Swords!
Caught some of their slingers already.
Melee warriors! Heavy cavalry! Citizen cavalry!
These Eastern Spearmen aren't braced, so I'm going to try and punch through them and get to the slingers.
Our general is under attack.
I'm going to take these guys out of hoplite wall and get them down here as well.
General!
I am up against some pretty stiff resistance over here with the general, but I am getting into all these slingers and just making a complete mess out of that situation. These slingers over here are lasting way too long, in my opinion, against my swordsmen, which is going to cost me some cavalry losses, unfortunately, but I think we can get a chain route going here. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the health of my general.
Ready! Back them for glory! Fearless warriors!
The enemy general is dead.
That's good news. I think all my cavalry can hold out in this fight long enough for me to get a chain route started, and I have more infantry coming to support. The AI is actually getting annoyingly successful here at slowing down my troops with just Eastern slingers. So I'm gonna just keep pushing forward here. But we do have a chain route going in this vicinity. There's a bunch of Cappadocian cav left. I might pull my general to safety. And now that I've got hoplites here, that should be good. Let's finish off this Cappadocian cav.
Swords! Hoplites ready! Understood! Hold at the double!
Okay. Alright, let's get you some up close to the mercenary Cappadocian cav, which is now surrounded, and we'll be getting slaughtered by a combination of my citizen cav and other units. So that's going to work out well for me. Let's throw some battle rhythm on here, drop the fear, see if we can intimidate the Cappadocian cav, war cry them now that they're wavering.
Swords! Warriors ready! Hoplites!
Yeah, my cavalry actually did very well here. Really happy with how that turned out. And then, yeah, I mean, just look at these hoplites here. They're only down like 20 men in total in this fight, and they've killed 118. So they are just absolutely tanking it. One Cappadocian cav is gone.
Move out!
And I've now got swordsmen into the back of these guys. I am starting to lose one citizen cav. Should be alright. This one Cappadocian cav there is not going to be in big trouble. My citizen cav should stabilize, and then I'll take them to safety. They did. And then my general and this citizen cav are all in really good shape. Let's bring them over here to run down some of these slingers and fleeing units, and we are absolutely going to run down the Cappadocians here, because we're going to end up getting massive kills against their crap army. Yeah, they definitely should have been spending some research points on more important things. Now, some of you have been like, Eric, can't you skip the part where you're running them down? Yes, I can. But a program that I use to do my recording actually renders at the same time. I'm going to get these depleted units on the chase, too. We need to get all my units on the chase. So, yeah, I use a program that renders and records at the same time. So if I just skip it and then make multiple pieces of the video, I then have to put it into a rendering software like Sony Vegas, which is a whole added step, which means fewer videos because I have to spend more time per video. So I can skip it if you want me to have fewer videos, which I'm guessing that your answer is probably no. But that's why I don't skip it, because it's more convenient for the way that I need to get things done here. Got a ton of fleeing little ants over there, and just mopping up some of these Eastern Spearmen. My general's gonna, or that's a sword unit. Thought it was my general. Oh well, just Eastern Spearmen. Might be able to catch him. I'll bring this cavalry unit over and get him. And let's see what we got going on over here. I'm going to put it in play just real quick so I can make sure and get my attack orders set.
General, for glory!
73 of those guys. Chase over here. You go get some of these guys. Yeah, I mean, there's so many fleeing units. Go back into fast forward here. And they are spread out all over the map at this point, which is going to make it a little tougher to chase them down. But might as well get it done. Just make sure these guys stay on task. Down to 35, 62, 88. Wow, there's tons more spearmen all over the place. Just going to keep running them down. I really need more cav to come over here and assist. Yeah, a bunch of these Cappadocians are going to get away just because of the way they got split up all over the map while they were fleeing, which is a bit irritating. But it's more realistic anyway. Guys wouldn't flee in like an organized blob. They would certainly flee in every direction they could to get away. Okay, all those guys are off the map now, so that's about all we're gonna get, but at least we got some. Want to kill as many of them as we can before it's all said and done. So definitely a great opportunity there to kill a ton of the Cappadocians. And take relatively few losses. So the enemy got killed on an almost, not quite, but almost 20-to-1 basis there, which is definitely bad for them. So a heroic victory. I don't know how heroic it is to beat down Eastern Spearmen, but hey, whatever, I'll take the credit. Watch the Sardians like hire up a ton of mercenaries and come back and beat me down. No. They're going to try to. If I auto-resolve this, I very well might lose my citizen cav, but it's okay. We can retrain them. It shouldn't be a big deal. And I don't feel like fighting against this little pipsqueak army. So I'll just do defensive and hope that that gets it done, but if not, whatever. Shouldn't be the end of the world to re-recruit some citizen cav. And that, yep, I did lose those 2 units kind of as expected. Alright, so we just put down a lot of foes right there. That was fantastic for me. I can't recruit cav in this province, seriously? No, it's because we gotta finish this. Well, the thing is do I really want that to be my only building here? I think for now it's gonna have to be. I'm good on food, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Let's get this one that gives me plus to public order. We can now take this spy. Let's spy ahead. I might leave some of these thrashed armies here. Let's see. I wonder if we can find out what kind of buildings we could sabotage at Mazaka. Shield maker. That's not going to do any good. Yeah, that wouldn't be that important. I'm not even sure I want to spend any money sabotaging at this point. I think we're fine. We need to hurry up and double cross the Galatians actually before they get to causing more trouble.
Swift and silent as a shadow.
Because they have quite a few troops here. Crap troops, but they have quite a few of them. And we should be able to get up here to the border. We do have some public order issues going on here, for now at least.
And words are yours.
Should stabilize out over time. Yeah, provincial instability, so that'll go down slowly. It's enough to make it. We may end up with a revolt here.
Ready for orders.
We could just, well, no, I don't want to drop the taxes because then I won't be making any money whatsoever either. It's going to be a risky situation. We're going to be definitely on the forefront of revolt there. So, oh, I forgot. Someone gave me an army name that I liked that I need to use here. Let's throw this one on. The army name they gave me, and we'll give it to this one. Let's see. This one's the Sons of Ares, but we'll rename them Pergamonsters. I like it. Alright, so we now have the Pergamonsters. And we will rename these guys Patchy's Faithful, since clearly he is their god at this point. Alright, so that'll be a good start for now. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Get a little money back, retrain our troops a little. We're going to need to keep the push going. I think for now, I'm just going to have to assume that Galatia won't double-cross me and focus on Cappadocia since they're actively attacking me. And then we can double back and knock out Galatia. It will definitely be a risk because they could just totally waltz into Nicomedia or Pergamon right now. And there would be very little I could do to stop them. I'd have to come back and kill them afterwards. So, yeah, it looks like provincial instability is going to slow down there, but I'm going to kick it up a notch here by capturing Amasia, which is actually just going to be occupied without any resistance. That's pretty sweet. So we have Amasia in our control. Drop a farm there, and then just convert this over. Or wait a minute. I'm thinking this civil settlement. I like the extra public order, especially right now, with my faction not being particularly strong on public order. We did pick up some, let's see, politics, influence, demand a bribe, blackmail family, to inform the boy's family, I'm sure. Oh, this is... Okay, a young member of a rival family has found himself with serious debts. Perhaps we can use this to our advantage. Let's leak it. See what happens to him. So this is my faction here. And it looks like we've gained control pretty well here. Got statesman at Pergamon. Terra Incognita, this guy's at Amasia. I may replace this guy with this guy, the General at Iconium, though he does have some nice skills. I'm going to keep him out there just for now. We are fairly low on money, which is fine. Got Amasia. Let's see how much we can calm down that province over the next couple of turns, because that's actually going to be critical, getting that province calmed down. We definitely don't have time to go dealing with revolts at the moment, so I'd really prefer to avoid that scenario. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Very much worried about the Galatians. As each turn ticks by, it...
War!
Ah, I knew it!
Calling is war.
And now they're going to run straight for Pergamon. Watch. Oh, please come for my army over here, you morons. You should have gone straight for Pergamon. These guys are absolute morons for not having gone after my home city, and they're going to get absolutely slaughtered in an inhumane and swift manner here. I don't have a whole ton of cavalry, but I do have enough to take care of their men. Let's go ahead and fight this on the open battlefield, since I already fought one battle on this episode from within the city. And that'll be about all I think about all I have time for on this episode. You filthy mongrels. You would wait until the opportune moment to betray me. It's okay. Patchy, don't forget. I'm gonna remember. I'm just gonna keep all of my garrison troops back. Really no need to get them involved in this fight. Plus it'll leave someone on the town center just in case they try and bypass me, which they very well might.
Hoplites!
these guys appear a little closer. Citizen Cav on this flank. Okay.
Quick march!
If we are victorious and live, I will sacrifice.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Yeah, we're gonna come out and give these guys a good old-fashioned beat down.
Melee horsemen! Forward!
Oh, the levy freemen and Gaul won't be enough to save you now. You're about to get stepped on.
By your command!
Go out of formation attack with my hoplites because there's really no concern going against the levy freemen.
Hoplites ready! We await your command.
Okay.
Swift riders at your command!
Galatians! Ready! Hoplites! Swords! Hoplites ready!
Waiting!
Your orders!
Ready! And quick march!
Yours to command! Hoplites!
Gonna go attack the noble horse with my hoplites.
Galatians! Hoplites ready!
Okay.
Swords!
Get these swordsmen into the back of these spears.
Scrappers ready!
Let's lure this noble horse back onto my hoplites.
Orders understood.
Advance at speed!
Hoplites ready! Hoplites!
I can't let that noble horse charge my men.
Hoplites!
It's gonna be devastating. There we go. I've now got it stuck. We can just move through and take out these slingers. So the noble horse is now caught.
Hoplites!
Spear infantry at your command!
Just needed to outmaneuver it. The AI will get locked onto a target, of course, and just not stop. And the enemy noble horse is going to get absolutely overwhelmed by hoplites here and do almost no good. My citizen cav need to finish this fight quickly and get out of javelin range of those levy freemen that are incoming. Finish it. Finish it. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. It's time to retreat. Okay.
The enemy general is dead.
Alright. Let's get all my Galatian swords ready. Let my hoplites finish off this noble horse. Get my general to safety. He doesn't have much armor, so you really don't want to leave them in a position where they could get fired on with either javelins or slinger fire. It wouldn't take much.
Citizen cavalry!
Okay. So we've pretty much laid waste to the AI. Again, they're really not good at these types of fights.
Scrappers ready!
They don't really behave very well on these types of maps.
Hoplites ready!
Ready and waiting! Order riders! Advance!
Citizen cavalry!
Okay. This noble horse is fighting down to 14 men at this point.
Battle ready! Ready!
Let's go get some rear charges with my Pergamon cav.
Hoplites!
My swords should be able to tank that out just fine. I'll send some hoplites down just in case too.
Citizen cavalry!
And let's hit these levy freemen in the back with my other citizen cav. Pergamon noble cav, get them in position. Oh, we got a Galatian nobleman coming.
Hoplites ready!
Get some hoplites ready to back up this fight.
General!
Let's actually go hit that Galatian nobleman.
Swords! Hoplites! Swords!
There's also a mercenary Gallic warrior, and I'd really like to charge them. Let's get these guys battle rhythm. Into the breach. Fear. Intimidate. And rear charge. Do the most damage possible to these Galatian noblemen. Should be a good one.
The enemy general is dead.
We may have just killed the enemy general in that rear charge. Let's kill them here. So I countercharge back into these mercenary Gallic light horse. Gonna have to keep an eye on my general though. There are some powerful spear units around, but I mean we did some serious damage to that Galatian nobleman.
As you command! Engage!
Let's Celtic Light horse is getting killed. That enemy noble horse is still alive. Did I lose a... Yeah, I lost a citizen cavalry, that depleted one. That's okay. We'll live.
General, to charge!
Okay, we're getting huge batches of routing men at this point, which ought to completely demoralize the enemy. My general, though, is taking some pretty serious casualties now, for whatever reason. Let's hope he doesn't die, because he's a good one.
General, as you command.
I can't seem to get him free from the conflict, so
General,
he seems all caught up here. Let's use our citizen cav, get moving in here. Some of the enemy infantry is lasting longer than I would like. Okay, General, I really want you to get to safety now, because you're about to die.
orders understood.
And I'll spam as many orders as I need to.
Swords!
Get these two hoplites and start pushing these slingers.
Warriors ready! Swords! Fearless warriors!
Really, are Levy Freeman gonna have a chance against my swords there? There we go. Go push these slingers off position.
Ready!
By your
Okay, that
command.
Galatian noble unit is now wavering. All the enemy units are going to be in a waver.
Hoplites ready! Yours to command! Hoplites! Citizen cavalry!
Going to just stay in their slingers and we should be good. So, the fact that the Galatians didn't attack Pergamon was a huge mistake. It would have really hurt me from an income standpoint. Really hurt me badly, in fact.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And again, I'm going to have to continue the battle. Let's make sure my swords are off fire will so no one shoots my own general. And we're going to have to chase down some of these units. Those slingers can get away, that's fine.
Citizen cavalry!
There's just free kills for my men at this point, so fortunately this was a success. Took a few more losses than I would have liked to, but it'll be alright. Let's hit these Levy Freemen real quick and then I'll go rejoin my general in that other chase. Mercenary Gallic warriors. Just want to kill all these guys. This will get my general some experience chevrons too. Make that Pergamene noble cav more useful for me. It looks like we pretty much are able to take out all the enemy routing troops, so this Galatian army will be pretty well screwed. Oh, I left all my slingers up there. Should have brought those guys down. That would have been hopeful. I think this is the last routing unit here. My general has 457 kills, and then I've got 451. So both my cavalry units going home with some nice chevronage here, like 57 attack already in the Pergamene noble cav, and then 45 attack on my citizen cav. Not bad at all. So that should do. Let's quit the battle. And that's going to be all the time I have for this episode. I'd say that was relatively successful. We've managed to put down a number of fairly large enemy forces, and I think our enemies are reeling a little bit at this point, and we should be able to continue our aggression. Hopefully I can just keep public order in line long enough to hold things together on the home front, but we'll keep it together at this point. I'm pretty sure things are looking relatively stable for us here. So those Galatians were pushed back. They do have that one last army, and they're going to now bring it down here as well. I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve this one because I've already fought it. So the Galatians just threw away all their troops there as well, and now I'm going to start poisoning them with my spy just to make sure that a couple of their armies stay useless. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that episode. So a lot going on here, plenty of wars.
I will speak the
Cappadocia
hardest
wants a
word
peace
for a
treaty.
warrior. Peace. It is an honorable offer.
I don't want to do
made
that
to
because
an
if I give them a
honorable
peace
foe.
treaty, then I won't be able to attack them when I want to. So I'm gonna decline that peace offer.
Glory,
No
wealth,
thanks. All right. So that is.
a treaty between us would please the gods and
Yeah,
give
but then it
our
would also
enemies
make Colchis
much to
mad.
think about.
So
Well,
I think I'm all right without. All right. So anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now.